What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Questex coming back at you once again with another video. I know it has been about 2 months since I uploaded my prior video, and that video was in regards to the election, and I told everyone that I was going to take some time off. Um, I needed a break because it has been that election. This past election cycle has been probably one of the most divisive, exhausting uh, election cycles we've had in modern history, at least in my day, from phony assassination attempts and displays of grandiose proclamations from both parties. It has been just an utter mess. Um, we also saw on the internet, something that really bothered me, and that is that I saw a lot of Black Americans really be led astray by bad faith actors who, you know, coincidentally, since the election has ended, the talk of reparations for Black Americans has ended. And this push to be so politically active has ended. We are back to selling documentaries and selling products and having late night roast sessions. Yes, that's to you, Tariq Nasheed. That this is where we're at. I've kind of come to the realization, and shout out to my brother LVZ, because I noticed him out of everybody, and I'm really disappointed in a lot of brothers who I thought could see through all the smoke screens. Um, they felt acceptable to just trying to go along to get along. Um, I personally, you guys know me. I started off in my political conversation. Started off as a progressive, and I'm for labor, and I'm for you know stamping out the political oligarchies that exist. I don't believe in big government. I don't believe that we should have people who are part of the 1% control everything that the 99% do. And I gotta tell you guys, I had a lot of faith in humanity. I had a lot of faith in mankind up until this election cycle. I see that there is no hope. Well, we pretty much done. Um, I hate being that person. I hate saying it like this, but we are stupid. We do not think critically. We are emotional. We are impulse driven, and the powers that be, that 1%, understood that, knew that, and they played on it. And I watched as brothers who and sisters, and even people who are Caucasian, who I watch on social media, who I follow on social media, who I thought had reasonable positions. I watched you all become just puppets, being and your strings being pulled, and you ran into it, and we are where we are now. Okay, Donald Trump is about to be the president again, and his incoming cabinet net worth is estimated at $350 billion. Every day at Mar-a-Lago, there have been visitors from corporations buying seats in his cabinet. The very same corporations that the American people were talking about how they wanted to end, and they wanted to have more control over, because those corporations were bleeding them dry, have made pilgrimages to Mar-a-Lago and have gotten assurances from Trump that the money will keep flowing. I had Black Americans so focused on immigration, rightfully so, but so misguided in how you went about it, that Trump told everybody they're not going to do anything about immigration. They're not going to do anything about immigration. He's going to do mass deportation probably the first few weeks of his administration, just so that it looks like he's doing something, and then he's going to funnel other immigrants into the country from other places in the world. And it's who is it going to affect? Who it always affects first and foremost, and that's Black Americans. The very Black Americans who were so self-righteous against Kamala Harris and the other administration, and you just foolishly left and right just got on the internet and just we're not voting for the Democratic plantation, the Democrat is this and the Democrat. It was like I have never seen anything like this before in my life, where people were so easily swayed by a TikTok story or a 10-second clip on an Instagram post, and it informed you about how the entire world worked. That is exactly how everybody moved. People lied, made up stories about crimes that were being committed that later on were debunked, and nobody ran the block, spin the block around and said, hey, wait a minute, that was a lie. We got to address why, how did that circulate so prevalent within our community? You didn't even question it. You just fell in line, and then now you acting like, oh, well, it's over. The election, it's over. There's nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, you're not even paying attention to the actual work. And this is what pissed me off. Being honest, this is what exhausted me about you guys. And I'm sorry if this feels like I'm pointing just at one particular community. Honestly, you earned it. Because if you go on X, okay, who's ran by a South African, a racist South African at that, where it's just nothing but a Klan hub, you were like being retweeted and your platforms were being elevated for that sole particular reason, because it was, if Black Americans are saying it, then it must be okay. They used us. And it's so crazy how that I'm seeing now today, people have just, the apathy is just, it's completely set in. Completely set. I'm still hearing some of you trying to be cheeky and be slick and kind of regurgitate what those white supremacists be saying, and I laugh and I just look at you and I be like, okay, you know what? This is how I know people weren't serious. This is how I know the individuals really weren't serious about understanding politics, understanding how our world works, understanding America's role in geopolitics. Many of you just was sitting around, logging on the internet, getting in these spaces on Twitter, getting in these chat rooms under people's live streams, and you're just chatting off at the mouth, okay, about things you have absolutely no clue about, that you do not understand. And as soon as somebody pointed it out to you that you didn't understand it, they were a shill for one party, a grandstander for another. No, it's simply that you're an idiot. It's simply that you're uneducated. It's simply that you didn't take the time to understand how your country works. And you got played. You got played. You were worried about how a person washes their greens in the bathtub, or you were worried about who a person was married to. You were worried about whether this person's lineage was this or that. And you completely ignored the oligarchy that just took over the country. Completely ignored it. Completely disregarded the fact that this man told everybody before he took office, well, after he won the election, before he's taking office, he not doing mass immigration the way y'all think he doing it. So he told the Black American community, oh, thank you for your service. Now go home and be quiet. And what have y'all done? Y'all have gone home and been quiet. So we're not going to get the immigration the way we wanted it. I am telling you, we're not getting the immigration the way that we wanted it. Okay? They're going to do what I call a smokescreen, mass deportation, and then they are going to funnel in from other countries. Vivek Ramaswamy already told you what country, what they already have told you. Vivek and Elon have already told you. Okay? Trump is literally, he's going to have, they're saying that Trump's inauguration, the fund, is up to like $500 million. $500 million. Are those the little people? Or are those the very corporations who basically hire cheap labor, not you as an American, and isn't it odd that Trump said recently, hey, I got people working at Mar-a-Lago who are on visas. I'm not getting rid of all of them. But I bet you in your mind, you had those people in mind when he was talking about mass immigration. And it's crazy. It is nuts how like easily swayed Americans are. And honestly, when I did traveling and people would sit there and I would argue and say, nah, man, Americans are not arrogant. We don't act like we know everything and then not know anything. Honestly, I used to fight people on it because I was coming from it from a personal perspective. I was coming from it from a perspective of I was taught to be well read. I was taught to research a subject. I was taught to know the facts and context before speaking on something. I was coming at it from a singular perspective. I'm in agreement with those people that I used to speak with. Okay, yeah, we are a bunch of idiots, a bunch of dummies, a bunch of low rent, lacking impulse, no education, and the education that we have, we never apply it to our lives. We are a bunch of sheep. We are a bunch of sheep. Let me tell you something. To Jason Black, you know, all of you who out there who was talking all this, hey, we are FBAs, and I agree with the idea and the concept that yes, we are a lineage, and we are a people who were here before everything broke out. I am 100% in agreement with that. But where is your positions about establishing any sort of think tank? Right, for FBAs, right? Because wouldn't it make more sense if we're gonna delineate from others and we want to establish a stronghold where we have actual power and influence, like the 24 karat people have, right? That's one of the reasons why they have the power that they have today in America, is because they have a structure, they have funds, they have politicians. They have a platform that's run by a foundation that is geared and their singular focus and goal is for their community. Where is ours? But these so-called leaders, such as Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, the list could go on, Marcel Dixon. I mean, the list can go on because they all popped up before the election, right? They all were so focused on, we're going to send a message to the Democrats and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Yeah, sending a message is fine, but we are too much removed. There should be an action plan set. I should have been reached out to. You see that I'm FBA. You see that I'm reposting about the lineage and what we are, and you see the supporters that you have, but I'm not seeing or hearing any action plan. What I do see from Jason Black is the weekly shows about, pimps, hoes, and 304s and relationship dynamics. I see from Tariq Nasheed late night roasting sessions, constantly hitting the mute button on anybody he doesn't like or anybody he's talking to. I do see jokes. I see. We get an occasional reparations here, reparations there. I see a couple right-wing talking points being repeated. Where is the action plan? Where is, okay, here's some laws on the books. Does anybody know from any one of you? I mean, you probably won't hear this video. I'm just basically putting it down there for anybody who does come across it. Jason Black, hey, Tariq Nasheed, are you familiar with any laws that are going to be on the books that are going to solely hurt Black Americans? Because there are a couple that they've already are planning to implement. Oh, but you'll just say that everybody who points out anything negative is a Democratic shield, or they are a paid operative, and your thousands of fans will just glom on and say, yeah, you're just a shill, you're just an op, you're just a tether, you're just this, you're just a that. All of this smokescreen and no substance. I'm telling you, when I tell you I have realized watching this election cycle how stupid we lend credence to a lot of the assumptions made about us. We wholeheartedly do. I have never seen in like visual real time, I have never seen what's called herding before until this past election. We got herded all into one little corner, and they were able to neutralize us and keep us there. And yes, they were able to keep us there with paid actors, and I'm not accusing because I don't know, but I am pretty sure, based on my experience of paying attention to politics, that a lot of these people that I mentioned in this video today got paid. They got a check cut to them. They may not ever admit it. It may not ever come out, but I'm pretty sure, especially based on how as soon as the election ended, the spaces titles changed. There was no longer the chats changed. Everything went away. And I'm gonna go even a step further. One of the individuals who I mentioned in this video, because I pay attention to politics and because I pay attention to who's in those think tanks, I know for a fact that about 4 people used to always attend this individual space on Twitter late night in the lead up to the election, who I know for a fact they're in charge of paying people on X to regurgitate right-wing talking points, no longer are in those chat rooms after the election ended. And I know why they're no longer in those chat rooms when the election ended. It's because job's done. But again, this is where we're at. This is what we are dealing with. And I'm going to be honest with you, Republicans are going to screw this up so bad, it is not even funny. They're already talking about conditional aid to California. Do you know the Pandora's box that's going to open? But they don't care, because everything is about appeasing one person, and by one person, then it trickles down to appeasing to owning the libs. That's the whole goal of this new administration. It's to own the libs, to satisfy the idiot Americans, small Americans, and to elevate the corporations and the elites. It's so mind-boggling how stupid we are. Like, I really, really do. It's funny. I don't really know what else to say other than, hey, we deserve everything we're about to get. We deserve everything we're about to get. There will be no reparations. Let me make this very, very clear. If we don't start getting elected officials who are solely foundational Black Americans in positions of power, there will be no reparations. What there will be is placating and a bunch of standing on soapboxes and talking about and complaining about the Democrats. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I already can kind of foresee what's about to happen with this new administration. Everything that they get done for corporations will be done in quiet and secrecy, because if I ask any MAGA supporter right now, like, hey, do you know who's directly in his cabinet? Do you know who's funding them? They'll tell you it's people who are going to end woke and DEI, which is just another term for black. They're going to end 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 black. That's all they really care about. And the elites know that. And so they played on that racism and bigotry and stupidity and narrow-mindedness and short-sightedness. They played on that, and there you have it. This is what we're going to get. This is what we're going to get. They're going to pass these, they're going to cut through regulations. They're going to help these corporations stack billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. You're going to see corporations bend the knee because they'll gladly get on an interview with Joe Rogan or get on an interview with a right-wing podcaster and talk about how they were victimized by the Democrats, because right now the Democrats are the big evil monster in the closet. And I guarantee you, by the midterms, when nothing gets done for the small people of America, you very same idiots, you very same individuals who swore up and down you knew everything there was to know about this election cycle, right? Who swore up and down that you knew everything about everything, will be asking the Democrats to save you. I put money down on it, because you know what? This happens all the time when Republicans hold office and power, because Republicans work for corporations just like the Democrats do. The only difference is that the Democrats, they never fight back, and the Democrats, they put their focus in the wrong things. And so you do have to dumb down information for uneducated people. And I'm going to sit here and say this is going to piss off some people. A lot of you dudes are uneducated. A lot of you are uneducated. And you needed the language to be dumbed down for you. Because if I guarantee you, Trump spoke to you like the idiots you are. I don't care if you don't like what I got to say. You probably rage tweeting me now, talking about, you shall, you libtard, You are idiots. And Trump spoke to you like idiots. And the only thing you understood was you heard a whole bunch of gibberish, and then you heard immigrants. And then you heard a whole bunch of gibberish, and then you heard, well, we're going to get the rich people. Meanwhile, he's a billionaire. I'm telling you, when I tell you I already see what's going to happen, believe me, by the midterms, most of y'all are going to be the very same folks. Oh, man, this administration is a mess, man. This is a debacle, man. Oh, man, what about my eggs? What about the price of eggs and gas? And, oh, my God. Meanwhile, the corporations who are responsible for the prices of eggs have all already cut deals with Trump. And those prices are actually going to raise. I swear I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the midterms. Okay? Right now my focus is on these hearings for these cabinet officials and Pete Hegseth. He's a weirdo, a moron, a National Guardsman going to be in charge of the DOD. Man, let me tell you, you idiots, I cannot wait for the midterms. In the meantime, he's gonna keep us in a war that's gonna distract you. Cause see, that's the one thing about Americans, that they really know how dumb we are. See, we all Mr. Patriotic and wear the flag on our back and America, we got the biggest guns. See, they're gonna start a war, a conflict with someone, and for about a year and a half, that's gonna take up the news cycle. And meanwhile, while the news is all focused on that situation, Trump gonna be just getting his rich buddies richer. And by midterms, when y'all see nothing has changed, when you see that your lives still suck, you're gonna sit around and you're gonna turn around and to those very same Democrats, to those very same independents that you lambasted for not supporting Trump, you're gonna turn to them and you're gonna say, hey guys, we'd like to try it your way. Like, can we go back to before when you guys were at least making us feel better? I'm telling you, watch you idiots. Watch you idiots. I know it. Anybody who's an election historian, they'll tell you the same thing. Whenever the Republicans have complete control like this, they always screw it up. This is nothing but Bush 2.0. His entire cabinet. It's honestly, it's worse than Bush 2.0, because this is Bush 2.0 with those war hawks, with those elites who just suck the life out of labor and suck the life out of the small working man. This is worse because you're being ruled by a South African immigrant who is going to, and mark my words, there's been some things talked about TikTok, right? And it's China. You know, I'm, oh my God, as I'm saying it, I'm just thinking to myself how stupid Americans are. It's always the same tape, rewind over and over again. China and I'm waiting for North Korea to be brought back up. And Russia, and oh my God, like they're gonna do the same thing. TikTok is about to get banned. I don't honestly think it's gonna get banned. I think a right winger is gonna buy it, and they're gonna turn it into what X is, because TikTok, I believe, out of all of it, let me see this. Is this true? This one thing. I just want to end this video off, but I just want to make sure I got this right. Yeah, TikTok is the leading left-wing social media app in the world. They want to get rid of that because, see, that poses a threat. If a left-wing media outfit can report on all of the bad things that Trump's about to do, then that hurts him for the midterms, and that hurts the Republican agenda going into the next full-on presidential election cycle. Man, let me tell you, you dummies. Woo! Let me tell. I honest to God, anytime I meet somebody outside and they say, "Oh yeah, they voted for Trump," immediately in my mind, I just start laughing. I'm like, "This is an idiot. This is an idiot. I know this is an idiot." Now I don't need to ask about their life experiences. No, I don't care about where they work, and if they the little guy and they got screwed over by a rich liberal. Nope, you're an idiot. I'm out.